Hello, and welcome to another episode of my Stellaris Let's Play. This is Northstar. I am, lights, camera, action. Sorry, didn't have enough lighting here, and it's like, seems rather dark in here. Little things I sometimes forget with my long COVID to take care of. I have good days and bad days. Today's not a great one. Little post-exertional malaise. I apparently overworked myself moving from downstairs to up, well, from basement to main floor last night and where I am, and I've been like fuzzy headed all day. I'm sure you guys actually saw in the last videos which recorded night that I was already showing signs of that, and I got lightheaded just walking around a grocery store to pick up some badly needed groceries. Which it seems to be more money and disabled long COVID. And I'm sure you folks know there seems to be more money on the SNAP built up than I thought there should be. I mean, before I was staying with family, and that family member was buying groceries for me, which they're allowed to do, and they're quite wasteful. They would buy things not always the lowest price. I'm gonna struggle just to spend. So at least the food is enough, although the cash that I also get is not nearly enough to survive on, so I would rather have less food money and more cash so I can pay rent. There's housing programs, but they have like 16, 15, 12-year waiting lists. So fat chance I'm gonna get that. Probably have to get SSI process, move out to a rural area. Every state has them, where the cost of living is low. Hopefully find somewhere where the internet isn't quite as slow as it is in most rural areas, and try and stream from there until my channel gets to me to where I can survive, and that will be at most 6 more years after my savings would have run out if I didn't move to the middle of nowhere. It's gonna suck, but especially because even in rural areas, rent goes up every year. I can probably do it, and if things get bad enough political persecution for my left-wing views, I'll try and move to Europe and apply for asylum if any countries are taking American refugees. In fact, I'll try and do it if any start taking American refugees ASAP, because at least as soon as I can get passports and legal stuff taken care of for it, because as soon as they can legally do it, because you can move based on fear of future persecution. You don't have to wait till it actually happens, the law says. And it would be dumb to do so, since persecution can take the form of police busting down your door and breaking all your stuff, taking your electronics and shit just for having views they don't like. I mean, that's how it often works in other countries. That would seriously impair my ability to do YouTube, obviously. It's better to leave before things get to that point. Hopefully more countries in Europe would recognize it's moving that way in the US. It's not guaranteed to end up that way. Path could change, so to speak. Anyways, looks like I saved this. I can't remember. Right after I did the hydroponics farms, the month that was going to be completed, I disbanded, or just demolished the agricultural district. Didn't make sense to employ the farmers before then, because they were briefly going to have jobs again when the hydroponics was completed till I could disable it. But I do want these workers to become civilians and then resettle them. It's too expensive to do it when they're workers with the rooted trait, so I have to plan ahead. 87 days to this reactor district, and I don't have enough pops to work the reactors. Guess I could just let the crime go high, because the devs haven't fixed the crime events, so they give an appropriate number of criminal jobs. They give like 1 job instead of 100. So I could effectively ignore crime, but then as soon as there's a bug fix, suddenly I would be in trouble. It's better not to game that. I already have a personal bug fix on the authoritarians not being happy if you're running stratified economy if there's pre-sapiens in your borders. Which, God knows, I reported that in the Paradox forums, but we'll see how long it is till they fix it. Let's see if I can get a good Sanviel. Gravitational constant isn't terrible. Remember? Trying to blow my ears out, but this is one of the softer songs. Let's blow my ears out in the next song, which might be much louder. Planetary administration, data enforcers, and politicians. Soldiers, too, apparently. It's weird. See any soldier jobs from... Why does this one have soldier jobs? This one doesn't. It might just be that it's actually from, you know... Yeah, the soldiers from the governor are being assigned to the Capitol building. It's technically, instead of a direct modifier, it's going through the Capitol building. Which is, I guess, fine. It's not like you can disable it. If it's more efficient in terms of computing resources. I am upgrading the fleet number 1, which has Buckler class corvettes. I just finished Energy Siphons. So these are starting things. Kind of garbage. I don't like the design at all. Wait. Reactor booster. Did they actually start with reactor boosters, or is it weird? Okay. Interesting. Still, it's a kind of garbage design. This is based on bypassing shields, and this is based on taking them down. Well, I suppose you want something to deal with armor head. I guess it sort of works. Not good against stationary targets, though, and it's not good against the wildlife I face. Frame class can deal with the missiles of void worms. And it's just a cheap thing. Oh shit. I don't have FDL drives on the Bracer Buckler class. I forgot to add that. I'm gonna have to upgrade. Currently doing Bucklers, but I could make the Bracer have it. Just wanted to see, does this... Yeah, it does. It acts like a shield. Throw in Energy Siphons at the same time. Got actually pretty good base damage. Quite as good as a mass driver. Not as good against Hollis lasers, but since it gives some shielding, won't matter against void worms, but it'll be useful. So stuff. Oh, 15 alloys. Never mind. Oh, these need hyperdrives. Guess I can take the opportunity to throw in another level of armor. You know what? Shoot. I am gonna have to bring these to fight the Red Prophets. Cool. This would just be a fully upgraded version. Energy Siphon. Is this not? It doesn't add to upkeep. Energy Siphons are upkeep free. Okay. Can't afford to leave Bracer class behind, I don't think. Yeah, I'll throw on Energy Siphons, more armor, and some shielding. And, says it doesn't say that the ship has to have shields to restore, so maybe it works on void worms. On hit effect restores shields to attacking ship. I don't know. Maybe. That would make it quite a bit more powerful if it did. Either way. Buckler class will get probably 2 Energy Siphons. They're really good because they don't have upkeep. They don't have... I mean, they add to defense. They don't have upkeep. Not great against shields. For cheap stuff that... I mean, they may not be as good as something more use of lasers, but for cheap ships that are meant to just... most be partly for naval power projection and making the militaries happy once they get up to naval cap. They're not bad. These would probably eventually go boom. And the recognition needs some armor. But yeah, I'll do the bracer upgrades. 630 alloys, it's expensive. Soon. Trading food for alloys because I can get profitable deals with the council here. Minerals being used for various things. Energy to resettle. Yeah, all my resources are out or earmarked for something. We're already running a deficit. Yeah, I'll have to do a separate set of upgrades to the Buckler class to give them FTL drives. I didn't realize I missed that before. Where are these void worms going? Yeah, they're jumping here. I may have to hunt them way further out than I hoped. Oh well. Shields, by the way, cost less for upkeep than armor. Providing less defense, but they regenerate after fights, so you don't have to bring ships back to heal, always. Or at least there's less need for it, and they cost less upkeep, so they're more cost effective in many ways. Plus they upgrade with physics, which are more likely to be able to allocate some physics for that, whereas engineering has a lot of really high yield techs you gotta run. I still haven't developed the ability to make robots yet. I mean, if I wasn't gonna do it, I wouldn't have set robotic workers to louds instead of set spiritualists. I want cloning bats and robots for maximum pop growth. Let's see, already do Liberation Wars, so the militarists are less upset. Promoting authoritarianism and spiritualism. Xenophile and xenophobe factions will probably form if I get aliens in my borders. That might not happen. Xenophobe was an alternative to happiness debuff. Xenophile was just get some uni and put off boosting spiritualism until it'd be a little more valuable here. Makes more sense when I have more temples from priests, actually, because they add spiritualism attraction. Having priests makes the pops who work as priests more be spiritualists. Having temples makes other pops, so I probably want a temple on Anchor soon. Itch. We'll add to energy deficit, hopefully. Yep, archives. On Stellaris temple. And these will be 2 more strongholds, or eventually one of the strongholds will be. Yeah, 2 more strongholds, and this will eventually be replaced with robot workers, probably. Be manufacturing here forever. Battling the Knights, it was partly a nod to being short on consumer goods and short on trade. We had to just help out the trade situation, too. I think. Did I send them a proposal? They're reviewing it. The infinity equation. Ah, yes. They've now contacted the infinity sphere. Just waiting on that. Didn't I? Oh, that was in a previous, before I, because I screwed something up. This doesn't have any anomalies. No. At least none they haven't detected yet. I mean, I haven't researched yet. Detect. It's not the right word. Right. Okay. Survey. Ah! Wait to get this system. Surveyed in case of anomalies. For some reason, this line from my pop-up dungeon run is stuck in my head. You're not a squell in a meat suit, are you? Squatch are like these gelatinous creatures that can take any form, but they still look kind of gelatinous. No one could really. Well, I guess they could wear a suit. They also will eat people, although they're portrayed as cute. It's kind of weird. Aliens can be horrifying, but again, we might be horrifying aliens. Of course, eating sentient creatures is never okay. Like Star Trek-y. It's quite a society that needs to rework its ethos. Well, in this game, you can do it as a xenophobe. And of course, the whole galaxy will hate you for doing it for good reason. So, not without consequences. Yeah, do check out my pop-up dungeon. Let's play series sometime. I do a run home campaign. I'm doing one right now. I've done a couple before, so it's I think my 3rd one. That's like sci-fi. So, and if you like stars, you might like it. It's kind of Star Trek-y, Star Wars-y themed. I didn't during my party. You got like people using magic and sci-fi. I had characters who I forgot to swap into them. I hadn't worked on improving their builds for a while, and whatever. But all the enemies are still sci-fi themed. Red profits. This ship. It's more reliance on a hull for the battleship than the corvettes. These are definitely the right choice to deal with them. Of course, Energy Siphons are more because they also add defense. This tech all the better. When you start getting blue lasers, well, not so much, maybe. And it was weapons tech that came out of society instead of physics. I'm going heavy on society research, so it was actually pretty cost active. Let's see. By the way, I'm just gonna do 3 terraforming, ascension, cosmogenesis. I may do detox because I'm gonna swap to playing as a vassal. Yeah, did have some thoughts about. I do all these videos and they are too long and too far apart. I should probably cut them into more pieces and put stuff every like 3 or 4 days, half length. Let me know comments if you like that idea, folks, when you see this. Hopefully I'm able to get back to it. Part of the reason I'm posting stuff so far in advance is a chance I won't be able to. We'll see. Silker Wings, Tabak Shimmer, Dorian Pelts, all these cool things I've gotten. Mining Transmitter. Cool. Pendant. It's called a kangaroo pendant. That's stupid. It's a localization issue. Yeah, so I have all these artifacts. And cooldown of these. Museum exhibits? No? Could do a precursor inside eventually. Or search for a specimen. Have a single artifact deposit. Give me a sec, I'm really kind of out of it right now. Oh, good thing I took a sec. I did realize I probably should do the infinity equation right away. Whoops. As the ISS Discovery approaches the gargantua black hole, they find they're not alone. At the edge of the event horizon, it soars, reflecting light from the stars being drawn to the dark, gaping hole. A gigantic construction the shape of a perfect sphere. We cannot pick up any signals from it, nor does anything we send make it respond. It simply sits at the edge of the abyss, waiting.
Situation log has been updated.
But sleeps must wake. Can't declare an object of worship quite yet. Oh. They're considering my offer for a non-aggression pact, that's right. Sec, I need to. It's getting a little. I'm getting a little sweaty. Body is weird about temperature. Some days I'll be at comfortable one temperature, and others entirely different. It's part of the problem with dysautonomia due to long COVID. Sorry about that. I also need to use the restroom real quick. Sharing an apartment with like a zillion people, and of course most people don't wash their hands, so the doorknob was gross. Took me a little longer. This, with my long COVID and the risk of reinfection, this is a danger to my health, but it's hard to find good roommates and apartments that are affordable. Might be somewhere I could even afford, even on a SSI in the area, though it seems too good to be true for the rent to be that much lower. Usually there's a catch, but I don't even have to go in the middle of nowhere. That would be a tight fit. But if the landlord doesn't jack up rent year after year, even survive an SSI there. But anyways, with one other person who's disabled and has managed to find a bunch of like small amounts of gig work they can do while disabled. Maybe they'll point me to stuff they do a little bit of like home health stuff where they only have to work like an hour or two at a time. So even I don't know what this person's. Oh no, their back is fucked up. That's right. It's not at all. They don't have exhaustion issues like long COVID, but the type of work they said they were doing on occasion, stuff I could probably do with my long COVID if I could get. May have to get some job training, which there are programs for people with disabilities to get, like a little bit of CNA stuff, and then a little bit of I couldn't work in like a nursing home where you work long shifts. but personal care aid kind of stuff. If it's only like an hour and a half, 2 hours at a time, I might be able to do it. My lack of ability to remember stuff and focus issues don't make it so that I miss important stuff too often. It's worth a shot, maybe. This person might be able to help point me in that direction, that kind of stuff. It wouldn't be enough to survive on the amount of hours to be able to do, but it would definitely pay better than like scooping ice cream or stocking like shelves for an hour at a time here and there, or whatever little things. If I could manage very short shifts, stocking shelves would be tough. I get lightheaded with that kind of activity after like just an hour. And that's not that intense. I mean, I've done it before. Like when I was healthy. Although it's harder than it looks. I spent a lot of time kneeling and stuff, which is actually better than standing for me, but I do have bad knees. Not completely unrelated to the long COVID. Old bicycling injury. This month I might try and trade more food for alloys. Really small trades aren't necessarily worth it. Still waiting to hear back from the council about, I think, the non-aggression pact suggested. We're doing another precursor site there. Trying to grab this one. It wasn't like intentionally escape scumming, but going back when I fucked something up bad, and I think with overflowing my influence cap when I meant to spend it on claims or figure out something to do with it and end up being claims. Then I should be able to get 2, 3. Wait, only 3? Oh, and this, I think, gives an insight one say, so 4. Sworn there was another. I thought I did another first sleep thing before, maybe not. Oh, inability to focus, as usual. Whatever. 4 would be enough. Knowing when the void worms are moving further away, which means for a while I might have to go further. Not gonna even get the hunting modifier from this. So I'm gonna study them for increased food production modifier, which unfortunately doesn't get passed on to my successor empire. Hope they get a chance to repeat the study. Task completed. Ah yes, form non-aggression pact. Cannot see what either of us would stand to win from war. We agree to enter a pact non-aggression. Well, that's the first step towards other agreements, including vassalage and peaceful annexation. Join, I was gonna say integrate, unite the empires. Join together. This empire will attempt to find common ground, negotiate with other empires in the name of friendship. Yep. Also adds their diplomatic weight. Powers roughly evenly matched. Xenophiles aren't like me unless I become xenophile. I think I need to take non-interference FDL thing. This is neutral because the positive and negative balance each other out. I think they'll move towards negative relations if not for the non-aggression pact. Anyways. Build a starbase building. Galactic positioning defines a starbase's function. A building refines it. Orbital engineering, theory and application. So that would be stuff like nebula refineries. Yay, minerals. Faster construction. Yeah. So you got lowering consumer goods. The game pulled people from biologists' jobs to artisan ones. Here. increase the biology jobs later, at least before this primordial soup thing. Or resell pops here. That would actually be ideal. I don't know how long these pops take to become colonists. I mean, civilians. Automate the farms, which will allow me to reactivate the hydroponic farms, which would be basically entirely automated. In that, get 200 automation jobs, these activated. It's more food, but it's not saving labor. Exactly. Upgrade the capital here and working towards automating the mines. Theory, I could automate here. Oh no, you can't automate research. That makes sense actually, unless it's like labor saving devices on high throughput research stuff. I know a thing or two about that stuff. You can use robotics to save labor in biology labs, but it rarely works out as well as people anticipate it will. There's often issues. A lot of troubleshooting ends up taking more time than by the time you get it working right. And then, you know, always so much lifespan in it before maybe you're switching to different areas of research and it's not what you had before isn't useful anymore. Since, you know, the exact type of experiments you have to do to push the boundaries of knowledge will always change. Not like you can run the same experiment over and over to discover everything there is to know about biology. Oh, whoops, didn't have that playing. Let's turn this up a little. AC running. Because my body's weird about temperature. This might upgrade the frame class through the antiquated bracer design before it can be weird. New retrofit twice. I may have fixed that bug. Really is a bug. The devs might, but I doubt it. They never fix anything in this game. It'll be forever till they fix the issue with authoritarian faction approval. Nonetheless, the crime modifier is not creating enough criminal jobs. This guy's about to level up. Get some from this survey and some from passive XP, just manning science ship. Oh, there's always something I'm forgetting. 334 days. Maybe new scientists available. Perhaps someone younger. We'll have level 2 officials because they have attrition. To recruit those. Recruit an official. Maybe a crew commander and a scientist. Privy Council. Defense is frugal. Uni and then improve the consecrated worlds.
Ship upgrades applied.
Reconsecrating over and over until I get holy worlds. It takes a lot. You need to do it. I don't consider it in any way a bug, an error, exploit. I don't think it. Anyone reasonably would. It's investing in Unity to. Otherwise, you're just leaving it up to RNG, but modifiers you get forever. Maybe they could have made it so you can't reconsecrate the same world, so you have to keep acquiring new worlds to try and do that. You should probably go very wide to get 3 holy toxic worlds as Knights of the Toxic God. Consecrated worlds, by the way, definitely something my successor empire will not be given. Yeah, let's make the improved buckler class now. Boom, boom. It's mainly nod to upkeep. It's not entirely optimal. There we go. Greatly improved buckler class. Bracer class first. They're the ones that probably hunt these woodworms. Which I also do because before I lose track where they went. It's a shame they come here. Wasted all that effort making the defense platforms for no reason. At least I canceled these before. This blend should be useful, and I did warrant there too by upgrading. Relearned. Eventually I may refit the Geon class corvettes into something else.